All right, hello everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Daily Crow, presented to you by the Spurs Up Show. I'm Chris Phillips, coming to you live as always. We want to talk about what happened last night. Gamecocks getting a huge walk-off win against the NC State Wolfpack, the number 3 in the country, NC State Wolfpack, now 27-3 on the year. I want to talk about the game, kind of break everything down, talk about what it can mean for South Carolina's season as we move forward here. Before we get into everything, this is a broadcast presented to you by our friends over at SeatGeek. You guys hear me talk about it a lot. SeatGeek, the best ticket buying app by far, the only ticket buying app I use. I bought my tickets to last night's game with SeatGeek. If you go to SeatGeek right now, download their app, use our promo code SPURSUP. You're actually going to get $10 off of your first purchase. So literally anything you're going to. I was going to say AAF, but they no longer exist anymore. NHL, NBA, obviously all your South Carolina Gamecocks events. I know South Carolina on the road this weekend for baseball, which we'll talk about that series tomorrow, and obviously the spring game is free, but all during South Carolina's baseball season. Obviously, we get closer to football season. Use our friends over at SeatGeek. Again, use our promo code SPURSUP. You're actually going to get $10 off of your first purchase. It's really that simple. They're the best ticket buying app by far, like I said. They rate the tickets based on a ticket rating system where you actually know what you're getting before you buy it. So it's absolutely easy, very, very simple. Go download SeatGeek, use that promo code SPURSUP again to get $10 off of your first purchase, and we appreciate SeatGeek for sponsoring the Spurs Up Show. All right, like I said, let's get into it. Talk about last night's game. What a crazy game, man. South Carolina goes down 4-0 after the top of the first. You're thinking to yourself, here we go again. South Carolina's been, BB&T Ballpark's been a house of horrors for South Carolina, it really seems like. And Gamecocks able to battle back. Bottom of the first, put up a 7 spot in their own from there. Stayed pretty, scoring kind of tempered off a little bit. Was 8-5 going to the top of the 8th. NC State comes back, battles back to tie the game up 8-8, and Jacob Olson with the heroics walking this one off. Really, when I take a look at this game, what does it mean as far as the season's concerned? Because I had a lot of people hit me up last night saying, how are you so bad in SEC play, yet you're able to pull an upset against the number 3 team in the country? Again, this team that was only their 3rd loss of the season. So, this team has been extremely, extremely good. It's funny, I hate to put too much stock into a midweek because I always say, when you lose, don't put too much stock in a midweek loss. But I do think this can be very much a positive sign for South Carolina as far as turning things around. I think Gamecocks showed last night the bats are still there. Obviously, I've told you guys I feel very, very good about the lineup. Jacob Olson with 2 bombs last night. It was crazy. Every ball South Carolina hit felt like it was hit hard. And every ball that left the yard for South Carolina felt like a no-doubter to me. Obviously, Luke Berryhill getting 1, Jacob Olson with 2, Brady Allen with 1. Very, very big-time win. Let's not undersell the win. I thought, again, South Carolina, kind of what they showed last night, the resiliency, it would have been very easy with the way the season's been going for South Carolina, especially after that first inning, getting down 4 runs. It would have been easy for South Carolina to just kind of pack it up, say, hey, we'll try to get them next time in the SEC play over the weekend. But I thought Gamecocks, showed great resiliency, great fight. And that's one thing I've never questioned about Mark Kingston's clubs is that, this season has not gotten off to the start we all expected as far as an SEC play, and last season didn't get off to the start. South Carolina was struggling to almost the same point right now. South Carolina was struggling. But South Carolina's team, to me, has never quit fighting. And that's something I think that's one of the biggest positives you can take away from last night's game is that Mark Kingston has a club and has built a culture, in my opinion, that his guys are going to fight, scratch, and claw for every single thing they get and every single win they get. So, again, I thought a huge win. Again, I don't want to put too much stock in the midweek win simply because I tell you not to put too much stock in a midweek loss. So, does it mean everything for the season? Would the season have been over if South Carolina lost last night? Absolutely not. But I definitely think there's a lot of positives you can take away again. Obviously, a disappointing start for Dylan Harley, a guy that, again, I think is going to have a very, very good career at South Carolina, a guy that I think is going to throw a lot of quality innings, and a guy that, I expect a lot out of. I think he's still a freshman kind of learning. It's tough to be learning on the go when you're facing a team like NC State that is as good as they are. But overall, really liked what I saw from the bullpen. I thought John Gilreath had one of his best appearances of the season. I thought really a bounce-back appearance for him. No, he gave up some runs late, but overall, that's more what you want to see out of John Gilreath. So I definitely think there's some positives you can take out of there. One of the things I thought was interesting about the game last night, obviously, TJ Shook getting the appearance, pitched 3 innings for South Carolina, and was very, very good. Struck out 4 guys. I wonder what that's going to mean for the weekend rotation, just simply because the weekend starts tomorrow for South Carolina. Gamecocks travel to Tuscaloosa. We'll preview that series more so tomorrow, but I wonder what that means for the weekend rotation because TJ Shook has been your Sunday guy. He throws on Tuesday, throws 3 innings. Not 100% sure they're going to want to roll him back out there on Saturday, but it'll be interesting to see. But other than that, no, I mean, I thought the guys were really, really good out of the bullpen again. Shook, Gilreath, and Sweat. Thought Wesley Sweat was really, really good at the back end of the bullpen. 2 innings, scoreless innings for South Carolina. I thought that was huge. And then overall, again, I thought the lineup really came into itself. Again, I mean, you had 11 hits last night against, again, those guys aren't throwing their best guys in the midweek by any means, but 11 hits against that NC State team, and again, you hand a team only its 3rd loss. I think it can be a confidence builder for South Carolina. I think it's going to build a lot of confidence going into this weekend, a weekend where South Carolina, not only in my opinion, needs to win the series, but obviously any sweeps they can get are going to be huge for South Carolina. So I just think it is a confidence builder. I don't want to put too much stock in it because midweek games are midweek game. A midweek game is a midweek game. It is what it is, but I definitely think it can be a huge confidence builder for South Carolina. I think the Gamecocks, I think they will carry that into this weekend and play very, very well. Like I said, I'm very, very encouraged with the guys that threw last night. And then, just this lineup, I mean, getting some good mojo, getting some good momentum. Obviously, again, I've been much harder on the pitching than the hitting, simply because, being a former pitcher myself, I just believe if you have great pitching, and you need great pitching to win in the SEC. I think everybody would agree you need great pitching, but this lineup needs to pick up some slack too, and I think that the performance we saw last night is definitely something they can carry into conference play into this weekend. I'll have my full prediction tomorrow, but I think they will carry into this weekend and have a big weekend against Alabama. So that's going to do it for me. Kind of like I said, just want to quickly chat about the game last night. Huge win. A lot of fun was in the building last night. Huge. Jacob Olsen, tip of the cap, man. Another walk-off home run. All the guy does is hit walk-off home runs. And South Carolina gets the 10-8 win, moves to 18-11. We'll take on Alabama starting tomorrow in an SEC series in Tuscaloosa. We'll chat about it then. We'll chat about it tomorrow. No episode of the Spurs Up Show today. Got a very, very special announcement coming for you guys. Think less is more in this situation. Thought about releasing this morning. Was like, I'm going to save it. So we've got a very good interview with Phil Disher that'll be coming. I'll drop the announcement probably sometime Saturday or so, maybe Sunday, but very, very special announcement. Again, less is more for you guys for the Spurs Up Show. I promise it's going to be a 1-week thing. I'm just not skipping this week, but got some things in the works that I'm very, very excited about. But other than that, appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.